everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Callaway, and today Deadline have dropped some pretty exciting news in regarding the Extraction movie. We're going to get Extraction 2. Joe Russo closes deal to script Extraction 2, new installment of Netflix smash hit Chris Hemsworth. This is exciting. I really like this movie. When I first watched it, I was not expecting him to play a Australian character because I never watched the trailers. I didn't want it to sort of give much away. I never watched the trailers, so when I watched the movie, I was I was shocked that it was that he played an Australian character with the Australian accent. Normally, I'm sure most Aussies down here agree with me. When we watch movies, and if there's like an Australian character in with American characters or any other nationality, the Australian accent and the Australian characters they put when they portray the character, it ruins the whole movie for us. Well, it does for me anyway. Um, I've seen a few movies where you got an Australian character and it just our accent is awful and it just never fits, and the movies are always crap. And usually, when there's an Australian character or it's an Australian movie, it's low budget. It's not the Hollywood budget. It's not a big blockbuster. It's just a terrible movie. Like Australian TV shows are just awful, and pretty much the last Australian big box office movie that was really good, that was filmed in Australia, that was Australian pretty much, was the Mad Max franchise with Mel Gibson. And that was actually filmed down near Adelaide. So I was actually shocked when he had the Australian character he played. I'm assuming he was an SAS Australian soldier, and they're the elite of the elite, like the Navy SEALs and stuff that you guys have over there. And when I started watching it, I actually liked the movie, and that shocked me because normally as soon as I see an Australian actor or character in a movie, I turn it off straight away because I can't handle it. But whereas they finally got a good budget, a big blockbuster movie, and they had a big name Australian actor with talent, Chris Hemsworth. We all know how good he is at Thor and all the other movies, and it was actually good to see him actually a strong character that was like in real world, not superhero. All these other movies, like his Men in Black, his Ghostbusters, he's just made to be a wimpy character. So it was good that Hemsworth has got a big smash hit movie outside of the MCU. So it's really good. So I'm excited for number two. I hope they do something like I think in the first movie they never said that his wife died. It was just his son that passed away. So and he hasn't been with his wife since. So maybe they do that storyline where someone takes his wife and he's got to get his wife back or something. But we'll read this article. In this article, I think that they're talking about a prequel movie. So I hope they don't do that. But let's read the article and have a talk about it. As the Chris Hemsworth action film Extraction continues to pace becomes Netflix's most watched feature film, the film's writer Joe Russo has closed a deal to write another installment of high action film. AGBO, the company run by Russo and his brother Anthony, are putting the pieces together and are optimistic that Sam Hargrave returns as the director. It was a good directed movie. If you look on YouTube, there's a lot of behind the scenes how they filmed it and how they stitched scenes and stuff together with this Sam Hargrave director commentary on YouTube videos. They're really good. I actually like them. They were explaining how the movie was put together. Really good. And that Chris Hemsworth will reprise his role as a mercenary Tyler Rake, though those details won't be made by Netflix until the script is ready. The deal is closed for me to write Extraction 2, and we are in the formative stages of what the story can be, Russo told Deadline. We're not committing yet to whether the story goes forward or backward in time. We left a big loose ending that leaves questions for the audience. I hope they don't do a prequel. I don't really like prequels. I hope they go forward and keep Hemsworth's character, how he survived after being shot on the bridge and falling off the bridge and stuff. Those who saw the movie, and judging by Netflix's estimated large chunk of the world embraced a fresh IP in a pandemic, the ending left open for the opportunity for Rake to return. Several of the characters had past stories though, so there is flexibility if the film took a form of a prequel. There was always a simple drive to the story, a balletic execution of action where you take a damaged character who made an egregious mistake in the past and has a shot at redemption which might be fatal. That's how he was in Afghanistan when his son was dying because he was too afraid to watch his son die. That was a great scene, that one. It made me tear up. Joe Russo said, "What was key in that we needed a muscular action director like Sam to maintain creative force in the execution of the action. That was key. That was really good." Russo said he expects Extraction director Sam Hargrave, a long-time collaborator with Russo's, to be back at the helm. As for Hemsworth, there is no deal at this point. Russo said the focus will be to work out the story and then write the script and show it to him before that happens. It doesn't seem like it will be a hard sell. Based on the enthusiasm Hemsworth conveyed on social media this past weekend, as he told his followers that the film gained Netflix's biggest opening day audience and that it projected to be watched by 90 million households over the next 4 weeks. Hemsworth worked with Joe and Anthony Russo and Hargrave on Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Extraction eclipsed Spencer Confidential, 85 million. That was Mark Wahlberg's movie. Six Underground, 83 million. That was Ryan Reynolds' movie. I haven't watched that one yet. Bird Box, 80 million. And the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston comedy murder mystery, 73 million. I couldn't get through that one. I was halfway through it and I turned it off. Now, the Netflix metric changed in Extraction. Spencer Confidential, 6 Underground got views counted in homes watched for 2 minutes or more. The others were based on views 70% or more. Okay. Despite this, it is heady territory for the Russos in their AGBO banner. They are just 1 year removed from directing Avengers Endgame, watching it become the biggest global box office gross of all time with 2.79 billion. And they were consultants on the Jing Wu directed Wolf Warrior 2, the biggest Chinese film ever. Among the recommendation was to have Hargrave direct the second unit and the action scenes in the film, as well as bringing Frank Grillo into the cast, among other things. The Russos said they were grateful for the outpouring of Extraction from the likes of Marvel chief Kevin Feige and the Avengers, who were so happy for Hemsworth. They said they were also pleased with the diverse output of AGBO's early goings. As they move towards the release of Sundance Midnight section genre Relic with IFC Midnight and Matthew Michaels Carnahan directing City of Million Soldiers, and Cherry, the Tom Holland starrer that is their first directing appearance as AGBO, there is a lot of pivoting in a pandemic, but the outside success of Avengers Endgame and Extraction reinforced the belief under which they are formed AGBO. It is clearly a shifting market and we have had great experience with SVOD, Russo said. Everyone is going to have to take a moment to see what the world is going to hold for the next few years and make decisions based on what are the best ways to see audiences to see stories. On Cherry, we'll base our decision on that. It doesn't mean we've made a decision. Anthony, our plan for the movie was to always finish it and then show it and figure out the best course of action. We're still a couple of months away from and we'll evaluate what to do with Cherry in July. The focus of AGBO was always storytelling, that the agnostic its approach for distribution. We felt for a long time that there was going to be a change in distribution, that the more flexible and organic AGBO could behave. The more opportunity would present itself for storytelling. The theory we have been operating under has been effective for us. So this is just talking about the producing company, but this last two paragraphs are quite interesting. The Russos believe the numbers on Extraction were helped by the decision to shoot in India, which they first visited during the press tours of Avengers films, which they hatched the Extraction idea 12 years ago. So Extraction has been 12 years in the making. It's a long time. The intention was to set it in South America, something they changed when Triple Frontier came out. They settled on India. That Triple Frontier was Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, and all them. That movie was awful. The trailers for Triple Frontier look really good, and then it was just a terrible movie. The way Ben Affleck died, he's meant to be this soldier, and he gets shot in the head just by the guy, by some farmer. There was just no, yeah, Triple Frontier was just terrible. We were shocked we couldn't think of a significant Western action film that had shot there, and the cultural eliminates just supercharged the story. Joe Russo said it was combustible and compelling to set it in emergency market slot. Sorry guys, if you can hear that, it's raining. I'm sitting outside while doing this video, so it's just starting to rain. So that was the article, guys. I'm really excited about this. I hope they do this. Hope they do not a prequel. Hope they continue on into the future. Maybe someone finds out who he is and from his past, maybe as a soldier, or maybe they come after his wife his estranged wife that he hasn't had anything to do with since their son passed away. We'll see. I was joking to a friend of mine, and we thought Tyler Rake goes into an alternate universe and has to team up with John Wick, or maybe someone kidnaps Tyler's pet kangaroo, so he goes on revenge. That was just some jokes that we made. But yeah, really exciting. Can't wait to see what this happens. They're all to do with what happens with this beer flu that's plaguing the world, and I'm sure Chris Hemsworth will be very keen to come back and do number 2, seeing as their number 1 was really good. The action scenes and the shooting scenes, he'd give John Wick a run for his money. So that's the video, guys. Just quick update. Just seeing this news dropped on my phone on Google News. So thought I'd cover it. So can't wait for number 2. Please, guys, like the video, share it. Please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time.